by 2025, 2026, okay? Then you see the known and unknown columnists will spring from dark corners to extol the government. Yes, you begin to see, when you buy newspapers, you begin to see some known and unknown columnists writing about how Tifnumbu has been doing so much to try to bring back the glory of Nigeria. Nigeria is tough. It's not that easy. Give him a time for second time. When he do second time, it will finish the whole problem, okay? It will finish all of now. Then, she said, unleash fictitious youth groups, civil society, to push narratives of acceptance. You begin to see different groups, like the youth for Tifnumbu, Arewa youth for second term, the Christian Association of Youth, Islamic Association Youth, Elder Forum, group. You begin to see some of them again, right? To show that he's accepted, they'll be endorsing him. Social media will be rife with now dormant faceless accounts to attack, misinform, disinform, and distort facts. You'll see them begin to kind of lie to your face. They'll begin to say things on social media that you'll be like, oh God, man, right? Then you will see key voices will return to sitting on the fence. These key voices are people that usually should have their voice to save the people. They will keep quiet. Yeah, they will go back and sit on the fence. They won't say anything anymore. They will be like, some of them will begin to talk about football. Yeah, like they are not, Also, right, they will sponsor arguments by known influencers about how a second term will be effective to allow him finish what is started. Like they did for Bokwari, remember? They said that Bokwari was recovering from the damages of PDP, remember? So he needed that second term. Remember that Bokwari was a little bit sick, so he didn't have time to really do his work first time. People will begin to bring that same mentality back again, that conversation, arguments on social media. So they will gather clergymen, your men of dogs, leader of religious groups, to endorse or tell the people to endure the sovereign. Do not question your leaders. Pray for Nigeria. You begin to hear things like that from 2025, 2026, okay? So they will use APC current governors and local government chairmen to command key structures and groups and install stalwart candidates in states with outgoing governors. Some of the states whose governors are going to end before 2027, they will install stooges like they have done in Edo. They will install stooges governors who are going to begin to say, Tifnumbu must win for second term. Tifnumbu for second term, right? So they will destabilize the opposition parties from inside, which is already obvious. By 2025, 2026, some of them will be in disarray. Too many internal fights that they won't even get themselves. Talk less of waiting to do election, right? Now, they will resell the Muslim ticket to the north. That one is very crucial. They will tell the northern Nigeria that, listen, Islam, Muslim is still in your best interest, okay? And don't forget, okay? They will say Lagos is no man's land. That narrative will spring out of nowhere and be pinned on the Igbos. Lagos is no man's land. They will say the Igbos are saying that again. By 2025, 2026, you'll begin to hear things like, Lagos is no man's land. Lagos is no man's land. You'll be seeing the Igbo fake accounts on social media. They will be pushing the narrative like, yes, now we own Lagos. Lagos is a no man's land. But you won't know that they are the people behind it. Fake social media accounts that will attract. The way they normally do it is this. So you will see all those fake accounts. They don't usually have many followers. Okay. So once the fake Igbo account says, now we get Lagos. Yoruba, now we build Lagos. Now we Kiniko. So all of their bigger profile accounts on social media, they will now be sharing this and say, see, the Igbos have started again. Oh, these Igbos must go. These Igbos want to take over Yoruba land. Yorubas must rise up. Yeah. That will come back again. Pay attention. That's why I actually want to read. I decided I'm going to read this to you, to all of you in the temple, because it is so real that, man, I'm like, no, I'm going to share it with everyone here, right? Because it's so true. You begin to see a lot of them, and you begin to see some other Igbo dumbos, idiots, right, who are also bigots themselves. They will be agreeing with all these fake accounts because they want to feel good. They won't know that na APC, they set them up. Like they did last year. They will do it again. Yes, all this your hardship that you are talking about. all this incompetence and failure. Everybody will forget about that. Now they want to protect Yoruba land. Tinubu must continue. If not, the Igbos are going to take over Yoruba land. Right now, Igbos no one take Yoruba land now. Here you get. Now, Onga, they take over Yoruba land as we speak. But by 2025, 2026, they will bring it back again. And you begin to see some of you who are easily deceived, by the way. And that's what they do. We must stand together. We must stand together. That's why Tinubu must continue like that. Anyway, so there will be talks on, there will be talks on strengthening the bond with the North and how it's the North's turn in 2031. So they will begin to say the Northern Nigeria must stick with Tinubu because now they are turn in 2031. So the Yorubas must bond. The Northerners must bond with the Yorubas because now they are turn for not 2031. The Northerners that are complaining and dying too right now, they will begin to feel like, oh, it's true. If we don't support this Tinubu now, another Igbo man we will support. We will not have presidency in 2031. We will just endure, Jare. Listen to this part. The structure of Agberos will be strengthened to maintain a chokehold in key states like Lagos, Abuja, Rivers, and Edo. So true. Dollars will be shared to traditional leaders, delegates, churches, mosques. Yes, they will share dollars and tell all of them to begin to promote Tinubu for second term. Pay attention. They will intensify the stomach infrastructure project and palliative sharing. They already don't turn Nigeria to a palliative country anyway. Now they are sharing rice, bread everywhere. They will intensify that by 2026. So they'll keep using tribal card to influence Southwest, religious card in the North, anti-Igbo card to suppress the Southeast, right? Because it worked. Remember, all you have to do is just kind of push this tribal religious stuff in the North, tribal stuff in the Southwest, right? And ensure that the anti-Igbo rhetoric, anti-Igbo's rhetoric continue to spread as well. It will be like never before. I agree. Oh, and this interesting part. INEC will be recaptured from 2025 with APC agents and loyalists, and their structures will be attacked in key states to disenfranchise. So the states where they believe that they can't have headway, suddenly, is either they will begin to burn down INEC office, or your voter's card, the voter's card will no longer be available, or they will kind of like that disenfranchisement, right? Burn your voter's card, or you begin to see your voter's card inside the pit. Because since you know go get voter's card, or you know what I mean. So how you want to challenge them, right? This guy is so smart, by the way. Now she said, few candidates will be attacked or killed before election day. EFCC will warn citizens and be sent to states to curb vote buying. There will be massive violence and vote suppression in key states on election day, which means a lot of you will not even want to go out and vote and participate at all. And that's what they need, right? So police will arrest few people who try to steal ballot boxes, make it look like they are working. We have arrested these people who want to steal like that. So INEC will claim technicalities and announce winner by 4 a.m. Civil society will release statements on integrity of the elections. Civil societies means you will see different groups that will say, this is the best election. Others will say, this is the worst election. This election is the best. So I just get like that. When I go repeat them, then they will say, make everybody go court. And the judiciary will deliver judgment and say, Tinubu won. Okay? And all of them will go back to square one. Interesting, right? That's exactly the way I saw it. And I was like, I'm going to share that with you. So who want to put themselves into all of this? Who would like to put themselves into all of this? Like, I would never want to subject myself to. That's why I said this yesterday. That listen, Tinubu might have captured Nigeria, but if those people who claim to want to fix Nigeria, as they claim, Obi, Atiku, Kwakwansop, and few of them like that, if they cannot mobilize their millions of followers now to shut down Nigeria, if they are afraid of getting killed or arrested, then they are probably just hiding behind the failure of it. Excuse me, the failure of Tifnumbu to make it look like they will be better. No, they won't. If they are going to be better than Tifnumbu, and they indeed want a better Nigeria, they will mobilize all of you out now. Before they tell you, say, may you go register to vote. Go and get your PVC. And all that stuff. Eh? Now, they will mobilize all of you to the streets and make a demand like a new constitution, dissolution of your criminal INEC group, and then decide on how they want the election to be and all that. So that Tifnumbu and his gang will know that they do not have the monopoly of violence, of crookery, crookery and all of that stuff. But if everybody is hiding behind, they don't want to make DSS arrest them. They don't want soldiers to shoot them. They are all waiting for what? 2027. We're not going to hear them. Listen to your senators, what they are talking about in their Senate. Yeah.
Let's try to say INEC should do. But is that the solution? No. Even INEC, in some states, people complain about INEC. But at least the complaints are less. If you want state independent electoral commissions to be removed from the constitution so that only INEC conducts elections for all the local governments and the states and the federation, then you have to have the governors on board. That's reality. Let's not deceive ourselves that we can just pass the law and then it will go to the states and the state House of Assembly will comply. They will not. They will listen to their governors. That's the reality. In fact, even if they don't, they will listen to themselves because they think they have power there. So we need to have, Mr. President, our own responsibility, and the governors, the president, and every one of us. This is about the survival of democracy. And politicians, I think, in Nigeria, we think people don't care much. They will laugh it over. We'll regret it if we continue like this. Because people will be tired of us. We are saying no elections were held in Benue. Well, I don't know. Because I'm yet to see any report of any investigation. It's an assumption, I'm sure. Mr. President, you should take the gauntlet. You, the Speaker, or probably the body of leadership in the National Assembly, should engage with Mr. President, get the governors, and you sit, all of you, presided over by the President. We have to find a way out. If we amend the state independent electoral commissions not to conduct elections, that will require the support of the State House of Assembly, and the governors have a crucial role to play in that. Even if it is going to be incremental amendment to improve local government elections, Mr. President, this 10th National Assembly must initiate that. If we can't get everything out, then we must have some steps that will narrow down the avenues through which the state independent electoral commissions manipulate the system in almost all the states. But I want to tell you, it's not going to be easy. Nobody would like to throw away power, because that is the power the state governments have. If you are in total control of all the local governments, that is your power, and you cannot easily just give it away, especially when it is the opposition that is talking. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He's talking like who? You the wine. Somebody said he's been watching Mayegun. He's talking like Mayegun. You the wine. They can't talk like Mayegun. If you know be Mayegun, it can't be Mayegun. Eh? You should know that. I mean, 4 people. You dear Templars. And the guy, the worst, as they claim now, the worst Senate president of Nigeria, Akwabi Ole, that should be in jail, serving life in jail, or waiting to take a needle. I'm talking about somebody who's supposed, like, probably like have been given a death sentence for a crime against humanity is the Senate President of Nigeria. Listen to him. Their constitution says you have 3 tiers of government, Abi. The federal, the state, and then the local governments. But look at him.
This up, and then you had support across party lines. Now, the world needs to know that it is not limited to only the PDP states. That the sham of local government election goes beyond party lines. I think that's the conclusion of the Senate, and that there is need for us to do something to reposition the local government as a 3rd tier of government. And what you are seeing here is that it has never really been a 3rd tier of government. So we commend the Supreme Court of Nigeria for the ruling that the funds of local government should go direct to the local government. But then we, on our part, in the National Assembly, must give Philip. We must take the next step to ensure that the decision that has been so far given by the Supreme Court becomes alive. Even all these things about elections or selection or coronation of local government chairmen and councillors, we are the ones to do something about. If the public sees us crying, then they will lose hope in democracy. So we are giving notice to the public that we are poised to change the situation for the better. I think that's the essence of this dialogue. That is why I allowed people to speak across party lines. But this Senator Olamilekan, if it's for any specific thing, we are passive. We are just saying that the next thing now is for us to discuss the way forward. And it's not going to be here. Like the SP Emeritus pointed out, all hands must be on deck. We must have a meeting, must have a national dialogue. The president must be there, the governors must be there, even the past governors must be there. And those who are doing second term, who will soon become past governors, should also realize what they are doing to past governors and political office holders will also happen to them if the situation is not corrected. And then the public is waiting to see what the National Assembly will do to ensure that elections in the local governments are free and fair. For now, I always believe that we have only 2 tiers of government, the federal and the state. If we correct the election situation in local governments across the country, that's the only time we can have a 3-tier system of government. So that we don't overflow the issue.
Nuisance, Lele.
Their law says 3 tiers. But because Nigeria is a lawless place, okay, and people like him, Akpabiole, is already broken that law for 8 straight years, rather than go to jail for stealing local government allocation that was supposed to go straight to them, he was rewarded with the position of a minister of Niger Delta. He stole 107 billion as governor. They made him minister afterward under the supposed president that is fighting corruption. Akpabiole went on to steal over 4 trillion naira. You heard me right. 4 trillion naira from the Ministry of Niger Delta. That's the money that should have gone into building schools, hiring teachers, building medical facilities across Niger Delta region, hiring teachers, building roads, infrastructures that could actually be like federal government infrastructures in the Niger Delta region. He looted the money. He got caught. The Senate or the House of Representatives that was investigating it at the time, it was thrown into a serious chaos that nothing came out of it. And afterward, he is rewarded with a seat of Senate again, and he is now the number 3 man in Nigeria. And the first year of him being the Senate President of Nigeria, they padded the Nigerian budget with over 6 trillion naira, 2024 budget. 6 trillion naira, that is money to be shared by this crook, by these criminals. But it's part of the budget on projects that doesn't exist. So by the time he spent the second term, third term, second year, 3rd year, and 4th year, under Tifnumbu, you realize that he's been advancing in his stealing. He has been advancing. As a state governor, he stole 107 billion. EFCC was looking for him. They actually picked him up at the time. He quickly came to APC. And the whole case disappeared. Yeah, it disappeared. And he got rewarded with the position of a minister. He went on to steal over 4 trillion naira. Not only him, I know, but that's how much they stole from the Niger Delta Ministry under this criminal. Today, he is the Senate President. And God, man, no. But they celebrated him, though. They are from his own state that is controlled by PDP. They had the local government election. And out of the 31 local government areas, 30 was declared for PDP. Single one. His own local government was left for him. So APC has 1 local government in Akwa Ibom, and PDP has 30 local government areas. So they celebrated it in the Senate today.
Know this problem is a democratic calamity. I don't know what those people that fought to bring about democracy in this country are feeling the way they are feeling now. I know they are sad.
Yes, please don't make us to cry. Because the way the picture you are painting is scary. Are you saying that these local government elections across the entire country, that the elections were all chariots?
Mr. President, everybody is surprised that you are able to win your local government. Your APC was able to win. Everybody. Everyone is surprised in the whole nation. In the whole nation. If you don't know, everybody is surprised because it's always 100 over 100. No matter your support in your base, no matter your support in your ward, the result will be written a week before the election. So everybody is surprised, Mr. President. There is nothing like an election at local level. It's now incumbent on us. Well, the likes of Abubakar Rimi, late Bola.
Those are your senators. We'll leave that one. And then I'll remind you that, as I told you before, it is never a reverse without drama. One day, one drama, minimum, is what we have known Rivers State for. One day, one drama, or maybe more. So the House of Assembly guys, loyal to Werewike, they're stupidly, they come to APC because Werewike possibly told them to, so that they could then go ahead and impeach Fubara. They miscalculated. Then they now changed that. No, we did not decamp. Despite the evidence of same. So they still claim not. So they went to court in Abuja, where they are now challenged because Fubara is no longer dealing with them. Fubara is now dealing with just his own loyalists, which are just like about 3 assemblymen. One of them is speaker, 2 are members. But whenever they have to sit, like normal House of Assembly members, the Fubara guys, so they will hire other people from the supporters of Fubara. They will fill up the room to make it look like, the assembly. But now only 3 people be assembly members that are loyal to Fubara. So the ones loyal to Werewike, so I think they are like 4. The one loyal to Werewike, they are 27, plus their speaker. So they're now floating. They're like internally displaced politicians. So Fubara won't deal with them. The House of Assembly has been bombed. It's under renovation. And that's how it's going to remain under renovation for the next 4 years, of course. So they went to court, and the court said they did not decamp. Okay? So they also went to court to say, the Fubara's loyalists, who are the Assembly of Fubara, they have already passed the 2024 budget. They have passed this list of commissioners. They have been passing everything for Fubara. However, these guys have been left. Nobody speak to them. No money is paid to them. They are just on their own. And they went to court, and another court in Abuja just, a court ruled that they've lost their seat, so they went to appeal. And then the one they appealed now said, no, they didn't, they should still remain. So they went to court again to say, Fubara have to come and work with them now. You need to you need to recognize them as lawmakers for River State. So a court has now ruled in their favor, appeal court, that Fubara should go and represent the 2024 budget to these guys, to these clowns. That the 2024 budget,